What's going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Archangel. I'm Archangel Michael. Welcome back to the channel, right? So this is going to be a basic video about dreams. Now, dreams are a lot of things. They are a representation of your state of being, right? And then it'll also be a visual representation of your state of being. And it can kind of tell you like what's going on around your scenarios depending on what kind of dream you have. So first things first, when we say like a representation of your state of being, you can kind of determine what this is by the energy of the dream and the visuals that are happening in the dream. What are your surroundings? What are you doing? What are your actions? Who are you with? Things like that. So if the energy of the dream is very limiting, nightmarish, there's like some fear going on, or there's like this suspense or energy in the air that's like kind of thick, kind of like holding you down. That could be a sign that you're having a low vibrational dream because you're in a low state of being. Or on the other hand, if you're having like this, almost like you can control what you're doing in your dream, like the energy is very free, you feel very, free to do whatever you want, you feel free to be yourself, you can be having a very high vibrational dream because you're in a very high state of being. So let's get into some of the visual aspects, right? So if you are operating from a very low vibration, low state of being, your dream can show you this by, certain actions. So for example, if you're having a dream where like, you're going around, having sex with a bunch of people, right? Where is your, root chakra, right? As most people would say, your root chakra is, your genitals. Or even if it's not, even if you think it's lower, your genitals are not your highest chakra, right? You're still in a middle to low vibrational state of being. So that could be a sign that you're in a very low vibrational state. On the other hand, if you're having a dream where, you're flying around, you're able to move freely, right? You can kind of like not control the dream, but like things kind of go the way you want it to, right? That is a sign you're having a very high vibrational state. So for example, let's say you're flying around, maybe you're going to space, right? Again, high vibrational dream. Now here's a couple examples of dreams of how to, kind of interpret what's going on when you're having a dream. So for example, you're going to want to look at, the people you're with, what you're doing in the dream, as long as like, how does it feel? And, what's happening, right? So here's an example. Let's say you're with like a bunch of, people in a car and you're in a car crash, right? Now, who are those people? Let's say they're your business partners, right? Well, if they're your business partners, then that car can be a representation of the vehicle, using that to bring something to you, right? So, the car is the vehicle, that car is representing whatever it is in, this reality that you're trying to use to bring things to you, that you're using to manifest things to you, right? And you're surrounded by your business partners and you're on a crash. Now that could mean that, maybe something's coming up with the business where it's going to take a little bit longer to do the things you have to do. It's not necessarily like the whole thing's going to crash, but, you got to be aware of that. Or on the other hand, let's use a different scenario. Let's say you're in a spaceship and you're flying through space, right? That it could be a representation that, man, I'm doing some, very high vibrational things. My vehicle is able to go to space, right? I'm in a very, free, high space, right? That can also be a representation, whatever vehicle I'm using is going places. It's going high. It's very high vibrational, right? So that was just kind of like a basic, introduction to like what a dream can be, right? It can be so many things. It can be, representation of your state of being, and it can be kind of hard to like, read what that dream is trying to tell you. But if you can pay attention on it, break down, like who's with me, what was the feeling, right? You can kind of figure out what it's trying to tell you, and you can use that to your benefit, right? But another thing is like, don't focus so much time on trying to figure out what your dream is, because you might get lost in that, and it can take you away from like, what you're actually supposed to be doing down in this reality, all right? Anyways, that's what I got for you guys right now. So fly high, y'all.